What up? Hey, it's crit breakdown time. So a little bit different today though. It's not going to be my race. It's going to be one of my athletes that I coach. His name is Kyle Cooper. He's a Cat 3 cyclist down in Southern California. Super cool stuff. If you're interested in getting your race breakdown, just comment down below or hit me up via email and we can talk a little bit more about that. For my athletes, I offer this to all of them. Also, just, hey, appreciate all the support. Please keep subscribing if you haven't already. And also keep leaving those comments. They're super valuable. But let's dive into this crit. Okay, here we go. 90-minute crit breakdown from my boy Kyle Cooper. One of my athletes. He is a Cat 3. He's jumping in the CBR P123 race. 90 minutes, as I said, long race. Legion is here. We got Justin Williams, boom, right there. Check it out in the Stars and Stripes. He's actually rocking his Stars and Stripes bike as well. But main thing I'm doing here is I want to help Kyle learn how to race a little better. Not that he doesn't know how to race. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be a Cat 3 if he didn't, know how to race. But I'm always just trying to help people improve what they can do in races. A lot of times when you walk away from a race, you kind of digest it and you get an idea of, what you could have done better. So here, Kyle, he's already got one race in his legs. So this is race number 2 of the day. And right off the bat, what we see here in this race, as of course with any crit, there's a massive attack that's going to happen here super quickly. And the key is when you start crits, you don't want to go with the first attack usually. So here we go, boom. How many guys just went with that attack? So many guys. Now, this field looks huge. I don't know exactly what the start list was. I'll have to ask him, but I want to say there's at least 60 guys maybe in this field, maybe even more. Huge field of guys. Definitely a stacked race. There's a lot of hard athletes coming up to this, really good guys. But anyways, him sitting in, not going with that move, perfect, dude. It's what you need to do. Something though that I think was kind of cool. We fast forward here about 3.5 minutes in the race. This dude comes up on the side of Kyle right here, boom, in the purple. This guy right here. That is a free wheel to jump on and move up. I would have jumped on that because what happens here is the guy on the right just pushed Kyle out into the wind, so he's going to close that gap anyways. If he would have just not hesitated and jumped on that wheel, dude, you totally would have saved a little bit of energy, possibly, not burn as much. Plus, your legs are dead from that first race, right? So you got to use every little thing moving forward as your advantage. But fast forward some more. Here we go to about 6.5 minutes into the race. That is Justin Williams, the blazing fast attack. What? Dude, he's gone, right? Dude, homeboy, Kyle, good job looking over your right shoulder. Saw some guys going to bridge that because let's be honest, ain't no one going to let Justin Williams go up the road by himself. So Kyle jumps onto this little train here and look at his rear camera, dude. They got daylight for days, like so much daylight. But super good. They catch up to Justin Williams. He jumps in. Now Kyle is he's all by himself. He's his only rider in this field with his team. The rest of his teammates didn't jump into this race, but he's here solo. So does Kyle have to do a lot of work? No. He does not. He does not need to feel like he's got to do a ton of work in this break. Yes, he needs to help drive the pace to help it go, but he is not obligated to work hard. Plus, there's a Legion guy on the front right now pulling, so that means you got 2 Legion riders in here. I want to say this other guy in front, is that one of the Subaru team guys? Anyways, I know that team had a decent amount of people in the team as well, so he could really rely on those 3 to do bulk of the work. But you see in the camera they got caught. Which, pro tip, as you go through the corners, definitely if you're in the breakaway and you're going through corners and you're not sure if you have a gap or not still, look back through the corner. You can see if the field's there or not, because that will tell you what you need to do next. So right here, Kyle goes to the front. Bro, like I said, you're by yourself. So this is a learning moment. Don't feel like you gotta drive this. See, you look back, we'll look back through that corner. The whole field is on your wheel, strung out. All you gotta do is pull over to the side, which he kind of does here. Literally, stop pedaling. Just coast it. Let them come around you. Don't even sweat it. See, no one wants to come around you. And look, the guys behind him, they're looking around because they know, a counterattack is coming. And that's one reason why you don't want to get stuck doing a hard pull at the front when you get caught, because then when the counterattack goes, you can't go with it. So there goes the first counterattack. You're still in the wind. There goes some more people after that counterattack. You're still in the wind and going backwards super quickly. Again, this is why if you don't have to, you don't take those long pulls. And this is just something you have to learn too. A lot of times you feel like when you get in a break, you're obligated to work, which, let's be honest, I mean, it's the nice thing to do. But even if you did a short 10-second pull and pulled off, that's totally fine. Because if you go back and rewatch that right now, realize it was a 1-minute pull that he did. So again, something to think about as you are racing yourselves. Like, don't feel like you gotta be sitting on the front putting this massive dig to like maybe even impress, or just maybe you're feeling good, but still you don't have to do that. But anyways, moving forward, we go over here to about minute 14 of the race. We're not even close to being halfway done. But we go here, and what we have coming up here is there's this guy coming up from the back, and we just saw him on his back camera, comes up on the right. This is a free wheel to take during this little counterattack up here. Free will. And honestly, I could not say that Kyle, I mean, dude, he did a heck of a job. You couldn't have did it any better. That's what I would have done. I would have jumped on his wheel. The only thing I would suggest is right here, you know, you feel like, okay, we can let up, right? Well, that dude's like, no, I'm gonna keep going. Dude, keep riding that wheel. Stay on that wheel, hold it all the way to the front, because that's gonna allow you to be at the spear tip of this thing, especially if it stays blazing fast. If there's gaps opening up behind you, then you're gonna be forced to close down gaps. As you can see in the rear camera, they are completely strung out. Although you are in a good position, so it worked out in your favor, not going with them. Just word of advice, next time, maybe just keep following that momentum. You always want to be racing forward. Always racing forward. That's something I heard years ago, was just always be racing forward. That guy was blazing fast going forward, so I would have stuck with it. But now we jump forward, and we're about 17 and a half minutes into the race. Still, we are not even close to halfway done, but there are so many fireworks happening. This right here, so you got this Legion guy in front of you, boom, he took off and attacked, right? Dude, that is an easy wheel to follow. You hesitated. I wouldn't have done that. Next time, you can't hesitate on that type of thing. So he hesitates, and see that gap opens. Now you're forced to work a little bit harder. People are attacking around you. At this point, you are going so much slower than everyone else. Everyone else is coming by you, 1-2 miles an hour faster, and it's really hard to catch the draft and keep going unless you do a massive surge and accelerate to get back into it, or if they let up on the gas. I mean, you guys are doing 34 right here, right? If you would have gone with the Legion dude, you would have been on his wheel, you would have been in the draft, and then when the field catches up, you could have sat up and rested. But that's just one thing to think about. Then we go forward. Now we're 20 minutes in. I know, again, we're not even we're like a quarter away there. Okay, we're 20 minutes in. Now, the one thing about pro races, especially when it gets extremely fast, when you're doing 30 plus miles an hour, you want to be in the draft, okay? Right here, you take the corner wide because you were kind of forced to, which I totally understand. But now your job is to come over, and you really need to fight to get back in that draft. You're doing 31 miles an hour, you're doing 400, 300 watts. There's no draft. You're majorly out in the wind right now. It is not help. It's just not helping you. The smart thing is going to be, and I get it, that guy's on your right. Me and Tim and the whole team, actually, we raced this last weekend. One thing we were doing is, you throw your elbow out and you kind of just nudge the dude in the hip, just kind of let him know you're there, and maybe he'll move over. If he doesn't, give him another little nudge. If he doesn't move, then maybe you got to back off and go backwards, or maybe go forward and find a different wheel. But you have to get in the slipstream. You have to get in the draft. Otherwise, you're going to hang out the wind at 30 miles an hour. That hurts. Hurts so bad. Now we jump up to about 25 minutes into the race. Look at that attack over there. But dude, honestly, you were on the perfect wheel. There's a little group going up the road. Guys are going. Justin Williams is right here. Let's be real. He's not going to let that go, right? He's going to bridge that because he can. So he goes off to the left or to the right. I would have gone to the right. You went to the left. You followed this guy. And that was a mistake because right there, boom, there's our boy Justin Williams. He's attacking up the road. He's racing forward. You should have probably honestly just stayed on his wheel and assumed he was going to attack and gone with it. Now you were caught in the middle here. You're trying to figure out which wheel do I follow. You got him coming on the left and the right. You're losing the wheel. You're taking a lot of wind. You're burning matches, not even being in the move. You're just trying to stay with the move. I mean, this is really hard right now. You're starting to lose momentum. It looks like it's a little bit of an uphill drag. People are flying around you. I mean, you just went from third, actually second wheel in the pack. There's 4 guys up the road. You went from like second place to 40th, all within a matter of about a straightaway and a half. So something to think about is whoever wheel you're on, you need to know who they are. And obviously, I know Kyle knows who Justin Williams is. Don't be intimidated by that. Stay on his wheel. If you think he's going to attack, try to go with it. If you can't go with it, then what you need to do is you need to look left or wherever the pack would have been. Since he went on the right, you need to look left and just call it and jump right back into the group and immediately find some wheels to suck. Don't let people come blowing by you. You lost a lot of ground on that, so now you're going to work really hard to get back towards the front. But that would have been a really great attack to go with. It didn't work out. It didn't happen. Obviously they didn't go anywhere because here's Justin Williams. He's back in the group. So it actually worked out in your favor, but in the future, definitely look for that one. Okay, now we make a big jump forward. Now we are 41 minutes in, almost halfway, very close. But if you're halfway in the race, I tell a lot of athletes, when you get halfway in a race, anything that starts going after the halfway mark, you have to try to go with it. And honestly, you're probably super waxed by now, but dude, you did a good job digging, staying with this. If you look in the rearview camera shot, you guys kind of have like a mini gap on the field. There's got a dude in green behind you, but behind him, there's like a slight gap of the field. They're working hard to pull it back because they realize like we're halfway into a race. This could be dangerous. If this gets any motivation off the front, they are gone. So definitely good job going with this and being on your toes and being alert and being towards the front too, which allowed you to actually go with this. That's huge. And I like when you come around this guy, honestly, I probably would have just done a quick little sprint acceleration and then just sat and coasted up to this guy. That probably worked. Or I would have just blown his doors off and just right there, boom. I would have accelerated out of the saddle on the right side, got up to these guys, maybe even blow past them to motivate them. Just keep going, and then they would have caught up to you. I mean, look, behind you, you still got a little bit of daylight. So, gotta take some risks sometimes. But again, you gotta know your ability to. I understand Kyle's had one race in his legs too, so maybe he wasn't feeling that. So I totally get it as well. For me though, I would have attacked past them and just kept the momentum going to see what would happen. But then, you kind of set up, so now you're in a good spot for a counterattack to really be ready for that. So since you guys are riding on the right side on the gutter, I'd be looking over your left shoulder for that counterattack. Then we go forward about 45 and a half minutes. Now we're officially halfway done with the race. But there's going to be a free ride to the break up the road. Okay. So there's this guy, he's moving up. Where's he at? I believe this is a shot. Anyways, there's going to be a dude who's going to go, and this could have been an easy free ride up the road to go with the break. Oh, I think it's actually the guy in the purple. This purple dude, yeah. Here we go. See, there he goes. I wouldn't have gone left. I would have gone right. He didn't accelerate that hard. I would have gone right, stayed on his wheel, and look, he bridged to the group. You would have been up the road. Now, instead, you're here taking wind, breaking the wind, trying to get back in, burning precious matches and precious watts, energy, when you could have been up. Look, this dude in front of you is completely fried. He's slowing you down. He's making you drop spots hard and fast. Definitely would have tried to get on the left side of him, accelerate up around him, because now you're doing it, but it's a little too late. Went so backwards. But next time when that purple dude, he's been attacking all race. When he goes, you should have followed that. That would have been a simple wheel to follow. But again, hey, this is racing. We're always learning. We're always thinking. Sometimes we're too hypoxic too to even comprehend what is playing out in front of us. But Nonetheless, again, Kyle is a super smart dude, but he's been learning a lot. So I just hope he takes this as a good, good criticism. Nothing bad, nothing like he's got the legs to ride, and obviously he rode this race really well for it being his second race. But now we jump ahead to about minute 17. Okay, look at this guy. This guy's like, yo, I'm gonna eat this food. Over here we got 2 laps to go, so I'm gonna eat this food. So I get that extra energy when I get to my car. Kyle gets kind of shoved over there, and then that dude grabbed a whole bunch of brake and caused a crash, and everyone kidded Kyle, that's your fault. False. That guy was just going, Kyle was just going up on the left side of that guy, and that guy came over left and made him have to go left, and the dude who was too busy eating food with 2 laps to go had to grab a handful of brake and almost crashed out some people behind him. First of all, why are you eating with 2 laps to go? Like, do you guys understand the science of how food works? You're not going to eat that and then expect it to kick in within 3 minutes. It just doesn't happen. So, I mean, if anything, he's going to be on the car ride home contemplating what just happened, and that's when the food's going to kick in and he's going to have this burst of energy on the ride home. But, like, it doesn't happen. When you get within at least 5-8 to go, stop eating. Don't eat. You are full gas. You are fully in, concentrating on what's happening. It's starting to get dicey. People are tired. Decisions are slightly delayed. Like, you need every bit of your attention on the race, and that dude was not doing it. Kyle, I truly don't believe that was your fault. Let that one go. That dude totally screwed up, but who cares? But here we go. We're coming into 1 lap to go now. So at this point in the race, there is a break up the road that was finally established, and they are gone. Let's be real. Justin Williams was up there. Corey Williams was up there. Actually, I think all the Williams brothers were up there. Yeah, right? Shocking? I think not. But they were all gone, not coming back. So that leaves a field sprint, and Kyle coming into 1 lap to go here. Got 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Little far back for 1 to go. You want to be definitely more forward. Again, dude, this is a 90-minute race, and this is your second race of the day. I totally understand if your legs are just completely smoked. And to be honest, you don't have a whole lot of room to move up without burning matches. The only thing you could maybe gone on the right side of this racing dude in purple with the racing, or even that dude on the left in the red that just moved up. That would have been a good wheel to follow. Either way, you're kind of caught in the middle. Definitely want to try to be on the outside or something, either side, to try to move up. It is what it is. That's just something you got to learn. You got to learn how to get around. See, now you're having to use valuable energy right here to move up on the outside. But dude, you're strong enough to make it happen, so you make it happen. Yeah, I would definitely tuck in behind this guy and hang on. I mean, there's a lot of dudes in front of you getting ready. You come around this final corner. I believe this is the final corner for the sprint to the finish. I think it is. I can't fully remember, but it looks like a little uphill drag. It's tough. There's cones on the left. I mean, you can't really out sprint around that. Again, I would have stayed on the outside on the left, but you went inside and some more people came around you on the outside. Let's be honest, it's really tough to move up the middle. When you're coming down to the final sprint, you either gotta be on that. You got the left side or the right side. Here we go. Here's the finish. Coming up. Hey, actually, not too bad, dude, for having a race in your legs. Oh, look at Dig. Boom. Beat BMC. Get it. Overall, I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna say Kyle made a lot of good moves. He had that attack that went like in the first minute of the race. He sat in, didn't go with it. We had just a couple other things, people moving up, just some pack movement to work on, I think would be really good. When you're following some heavy hitters like Justin Williams in split that one time when he went on the right, that was something he could have definitely gone with, and I think it would have been, he ended up burning the same amount of energy not going with it, so it would have been better just to go with it. There you have it. I thought Kyle did a fantastic job. I mean, it was the second race of the day. It was a pretty stacked field, to be honest. Pro 1, 2, 3 field. But overall, the second race of the year, I think he did a really good job. I already let him see this footage before I even posted it. he said he learned a lot from it. So again, thanks guys for watching. Leave comments below, and as always, keep training hard, keep working hard, and I'll see you on the next video.